so and so. I was the 13th. I was in Katu. I didn't meet with them, but Patty phoned me.
Yeah.
And then she said she spoke to her husband, and that's what he would like to do. Is he would like to make the change to her as the sole beneficiary. So then I've got the info. Then I typed the form, and I asked them. I don't have the time to take it to them because he was in hospital. Then I said, if you can come and fetch a form, make sure that there's someone that can be a witness.
Yes.
And then you bring back that form. So yeah, she said to me, this is how it happened. Yeah, she phoned me the Monday. It was holiday. Then she phoned me, and then she said he passed on. So yeah, I know that's how I can recall it.
Practice in terms of any beneficiary change, or let me put it, so any material change, but in this instance, a beneficiary change on any policy that is changed 6 months prior to death or at the time of death, because we've had these matters before. That is why these matters get sent through to forensics immediately, sir, because we need to make sure that it was the intention of the policyholder to actually change the beneficiary. One of two things can happen once the investigation is over. Either the latest beneficiary change can be ignored, depending on what the outcome is, or it can be accepted that was the policyholder's wishes. But it's for that reason why we get our forensics team involved, to make sure that it was indeed the policyholder's intention to change the beneficiary. Anything from 6 months to death, sir. And we did speak with the financial advisor, the Standard Bank financial advisor. We spoke to her assistant as well, and she did confirm it was an oversight from her office not to submit the documents prior to the actual date of death, Mr. Groenewald. But that obviously needs to be investigated, and the FAIS Ombudsman will reach out to her directly so that she can give them a written statement as to exactly what transpired and why it wasn't submitted timeously, sir. Is, as I said, we cannot speak to the conduct of the financial advisor. We can only speak to the outcome of our forensics report, and we based our business decision on that we believe it was your father's intention to change the beneficiary to Mrs. Groenewald. That is what I can confirm. So I cannot speak to the conduct of the financial advisor. She is an independent broker with SBFC. That's something that the FAIS Ombudsman can sort out for us, but from a Liberty point of view, we concluded, based on the handwriting specialist and the interview that was conducted, that it was your father's intention to change the beneficiary, sir. The death till the time that the policy is actually paid out, sir.
Okay.
And the only way that we can, so if an investigation is concluded and there is still a dispute in the background, the only way that we can be forced not to pay out the policy is in terms of a court order, sir. But I mean, as we've mentioned before, so if you had one, we would have put a legal block on the policy until everything was sorted out. In this particular request on our system, 26th of September, we send confirmation out the evening of the 26th of September, confirming the change of beneficiary.
My father passed away on the 24th. And the wife...
That is correct, sir. And for that reason, we asked forensics to get involved, because our obligation is to the policyholder to ensure that it was his intention to change the beneficiary, sir.